Hi, I'm Todd. I'm with PES Solar, and I'm here to show you a couple of the training devices that we've implemented here. We have a service change out with a meter cam. We also have a main distribution board, and this helps our electrical techs and our service techs in training. We go through on how everything's wired. Here we have a housing block, and the grounding goes down to our grounding bars, everything that's required for a service change out. Over here we have our battery service training board where our battery techs, we implement training through the Enphase course where they get certified, and then we learn how to wire them all up, the jumpers when you're jumping one battery to another. And here's our Enphase mPower Smart Switch, where it's the brains of the operation, where the gentlemen learn how to program and their backup panels and their backup services for the battery. Well, here at PES, we do everything in-house. We have all of our own electrical techs and our battery techs, and they're trained. Right here, we developed some training boards. This is a depiction of a service change-out where we had to go in and do the overhead mast. We replaced that. We replaced meter boxes with 200. We go from 150 amp to 200 amp to 225 amp. We do 400 amp services. This is just a depiction of what you can run into when you're doing a service change-out. This right here is the grounding method. Every house is required to have a grounding block. It's a bare copper grounding wire, and it runs down to 2 grounding rods here. Right here we have the meter can that runs into a main distribution panel, which is on all houses. Right here we have the main breaker, and then we have other circuits that are connected to the bus bar there, and we depict what they're used for when we do a service change out. This is just, again, one of our training boards where the guys can come in, the electrical techs and the service technicians, and learn exactly what they're doing, how it's to be done properly. And we make sure that everything's up to code. Well, to start with, battery energy storage systems is a very complicated scenario. What you have is you have backed up power that's actually supplied by your solar itself. These are the backed up batteries. This is where the storage goes. There's the smart switch that communicates through the batteries, and it's essential to have this installed and maintained by an electrical professional, by a solar professional that's been dealing with this. In other words, you could try to set this up yourself and end up, when the power outage goes on, don't have any power to your refrigerator or to your essential loads, like you wouldn't have any hot water per se, or if you overloaded the batteries, then you would drain them faster than the solar could keep them charged. And when you go with PES Solar, you're dealing with a bunch of people that have had Enphase online training. They've had hands-on training with boards like this on how to wire and how to make sure that their backup circuits are exactly what they need and come on when they're supposed to. All right, in case of an emergency where you had a power outage, these energy storage systems serve as a critical load supplier for your backup circuit. You can have your refrigerators, you can have Wi-Fi, you can have a small AC unit on there with a soft start so it doesn't draw too much energy at one time, and have your critical loads available to you during a power outage. This is our Enphase mPower Smart Switch. It's the brains of the operation for any energy storage system unit that we have. Inside this, we keep our critical loads, our breakers that operate everything right there. You can have a main breaker inside here and also another main breaker inside here, depending upon how many amps of service you have. If you have 200 amp panels, we can keep everything. This then in turn runs over here and runs into our battery backup storage unit. Our critical loads are then powered by our backup. Power then runs from our brain, our Enphase mPower Smart Switch, over to our energy storage systems. These are the Enphase batteries. 3 of these equal 1 Enphase Encharge 10. We have 2. We're going to add the 3rd right here to our training board. As you can see, it shows how they're wired together, connected together, and then we're going to go from there to our solar system panels to charge the batteries.